Political parties in Trinidad and Tobago are making last-ditch efforts to woo voters ahead of Monday's elections. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Friday, September 4. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Sharon Coward. Good evening. On Friday, the parties engaged in various activities to increase their visibility in many areas of the country, including holding community motorcades and T-shirt campaigns. While opinion polls suggest a close contest, at least one political scientist has given the edge to the opposition People's National Movement, the PNM. From Port of Spain, CMC's Peter Richards reports.
Who is going to control the seat of power in this building? Is it going to be the People's Partnership Government headed by Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, or will it be a new administration headed by Dr. Keith Rowley? The public opinion polls suggest it's going to be a close fight. In fact, one political scientist, Dr. Bishnu Raghunath, gives the PNM, the People's National Movement, the slight edge.
But in this election until today, I am still saying that I am calling it as a very tight race. I'm saying that we could end up with a result of 24 seats for one party, 17 seats for the other party. We could end up with that result. The way I'm seeing it right now, however, I'm giving the PNM an edge. That doesn't mean to say they're going to win 24 seats. They could win 21, 22, 23, or 24. And I'm giving the PNM that edge.
But is the leader of the Independent Liberal Party, the ILP, Jack Warner, a factor in this election? Warner is now contesting the Chaguanas East seat rather than the Chaguanas West constituency that he won in 2010 and again in 2013.
I think the only constituency that Jack Warner could impact upon the result would be that Chaguanas seat, that Chaguanas East seat, the seat that he is contesting. I do not believe that his nominees, his candidates, his party's candidates, have that kind of following that people will go after them. And even if Jack Warner has gone to the other constituents and said, don't vote for the UNC, don't vote for the People's Partnership. And in fact, where the ILP is not running a candidate, he's asking them to vote for the PNM. I don't think they would listen to him.
But what are the people of Trinidad and Tobago saying generally about the elections?
PNM, of course, will win the election. PNM. We have to put back PNM there because this government is too corrupt.
But I don't have any perfect choice, but whoever performed the best, they should win.
And who you think is that?
45 years while I was in term.
Okay. And you will be voting?
Yes.
Good question. Better party tells.
The
better party tells.
And which better party you think it is?
Well, I can't say because I really am following up the election.
PNM.
Patience will win.
Well, I have no definite answer, but I hope the Lord will do his work as he's accustomed to. He puts up and he puts down. And whoever he puts, I accept it in Jesus' name.
On Friday, both the People's Partnership and the PNM increased their visibility in a bid to woo undecided voters. They will both hold their final rallies along the East-West corridor on Saturday. So on Monday, just over 1.9 million people will be eligible to cast ballots in the general election. The Elections and Boundaries Commission says there are over 2,000 polling stations scattered across Trinidad and Tobago. For CMC News, I am Peter Richards in Port of Spain, Trinidad.
Police in Dominica say they are awaiting confirmation that 2 dead bodies that washed ashore in Guadeloupe may be victims of the deadly tropical storm Erica that lashed the island last week. Police Commissioner Daniel Garban says the reports are unconfirmed and they are following up.
I received and I must say that is on confirmed reports that there have been 2 bodies sighted in Trois-Rivières in Guadeloupe, that is in the sea, and it is believed that they are Dominicans, so we followed up on that report. And before I just came here, we also got a report that there have been bodies kind of surfacing in the Piditsaban area, in the area of the slide. It is kind of difficult to recover those bodies based on what has happened there on the landslides, and obviously there will be an advanced stage of decomposition.
At least 31 people have been confirmed dead and 23 others missing, including 2 French nationals who are presumed dead. Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, says while the Caribbean region continues to strengthen, it remains fragile and uneven. Minzu made these remarks at the opening ceremony of the IMF Caribbean Forum underway in St. Kitts. The forum, which began on Thursday, focuses on financing growth. Caribbean finance ministers, central bank governors, donors, and representatives from various international financial institutions have been discussing solutions to regional economic problems. Carla Berridge of ZIZ News has the details.
The IMF's Deputy Managing Director, Min Zhu, says regaining financial stability in the region will be an important area up for discussion over the next 2 days.
In this region as a whole, in ECCB, we have been working with central bankers for 2 years for the banking financial sector restrictions. We try to clarify the NPL, adapt the new standards, enhance the supervision framework, and we are, after 2 years, our governance is here. We reach the critical point. We're going to try to solve the few banks and try to bring the financial stability back to the region. And I think this is a very important issue. We are going to discuss these issues in the tomorrow's sessions. I think that's the key issue for the region as well.
In officially declaring the forum open, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris spoke of the necessity of the growth discussion.
The series of dialogues which have been taking place under this rubric has become necessary because our region has been buffeted for too long by high debt, high unemployment, particularly among the young people, fiscal imbalances, and indeed we have come to acknowledge that there is a need for fresh thinking as to how we can grow at a sufficiently high level to meet the commitments of the state and the reasonable expectations of our people for a better quality of life.
The meeting, which began on Wednesday evening and continues into Friday, will address 3 specific issues: reducing energy costs, financing infrastructure, and improving access to credit for the productive sector.
Amidst the ongoing territorial border dispute with Venezuela, Guyana says plans are underway to begin another phase of oil exploration starting early next year. Venezuela renewed its claim to Guyana's territorial waters when the American company ExxonMobil found a significant amount of oil in Guyana's waters. Mark Murray of Capital News has details on that story.
As a mission of the United Nations worked towards finding measures aimed at settling the border controversy between Guyana and Venezuela, ExxonMobil has hinted that the company is looking to the next investment here, which should take shape as early as January 2016. This is according to the company's Vice President of Exploration during a meeting on Wednesday with the Minister of Governance, Raphael Trotman, who has responsibility for the natural resources sector. Minister Trotman assured that the company's right to continue its exploration in the Stabroek Block area will be protected since it is a view previously shared by President David Granger. The renewed territorial claim by Venezuela came about when ExxonMobil made an announcement of a significant amount of oil in the Stabroek Block, which is part of Guyana's territorial waters. The minister noted that Guyana has no intentions of giving up on the partnership shared with the company, as government stands ready to support and assist in any infrastructural needs which may arise when the company expands. In relation to the ongoing border controversy, the company was told about the recent visit to Guyana of a team from the United Nations as Guyana pushes for a comprehensive and firm decision on the matter. However, the controversy has not been helpful to Guyana, and the country is entitled to develop its natural resources, says Minister Trotman.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller and Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro will co-chair the 10th summit of the Petrocaribe Agreement. The ceremony will also be attended by Caribbean Community CARICOM leaders. It will be held in Montego Bay in Jamaica, where the accord was first signed. The summit will include a commemorative ceremony celebrating the activities and achievements of Petrocaribe over the past decade. During the plenary session, members will discuss decisions going forward. The two leaders will also lead the heads of governments and other delegates for the official opening of the Simon Bolivar Cultural Center on Sunday, September 6. The center is a gift to the people of Jamaica from Venezuela and marks 50 years of diplomatic relations between the countries. We'll have more news for you in just a moment. Stay with us.
I'm the first to leave town. I'm the first to go to university. I'm the first to feel this is where I belong. The first to make them this proud. And the first to start a career that will lead to better things for me and my family.
With 23 degrees of study and 60 scholarships exclusively for Caribbean students, St. George's University is your chance to be first.
Escape to St. Lucia. Awe-inspiring beauty and adventure awaits you. From mountain biking and ziplining to climbing the majestic Pitos. Or looking for relaxation, our world-class spas and golden-kissed beaches are simply rejuvenating. Experience the warmth of our people. Taste our Creole cuisine. Jump up at our village street parties. Come feel St. Lucia's vibe. For more information on our world-class accommodation, contact your local travel agent or chat with us live at www.stlucianow.com.
At the heart of the Caribbean, cushioned by white sandy shores and surrounded by pure crystalline waters, a secret paradise awaits you. Join us on a journey through this enchanting paradise. A twin island jewel where world-class hospitality comes with boundless natural beauty. Discover the Caribbean's best hidden treasure. Dive in and discover Antigua and Barbuda, where the beach is just the beginning.
The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, has organized a training workshop in St. Lucia for health officials who work in tuberculosis and HIV programs. The training exercises seek to ensure that health officials are prepared to provide the necessary care to those with HIV and TB. We get more in this report from Jade Brown of HJS News Force.
Stigma in the Caribbean negatively affects progress in curbing the spread of HIV. This week, PAHO collaborated with regional clinicians at a 3-day intensive seminar on tuberculosis and HIV management. Health officials are hoping the training will eliminate the need for several experts to treat individuals infected with both TB and HIV. The workshop, which runs from September 1st to September 3rd, is being held at Bay Gardens Hotel. Senior Medical Officer for Infectious Diseases, Alicia Eugene, says people living with HIV are more likely to be stricken with TB. The regional advisor for HIV, STI, TB and viral hepatitis at PAHO states that although the organization has witnessed a decline in new HIV infections in the Eastern Caribbean, particular emphasis needs to be placed on key populations.
Our TB epidemic in the Caribbean, even though it has started to decline, in some population group, especially who are affected with HIV, is still very high. So some of the countries in the Caribbean, like Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, do have higher incidence of TB. The Eastern Caribbean countries are the one where we have lower incidence of TB and HIV as well.
With the advent of new sustainable development goals, among them the eradication of TB by the year 2035, the UN also hopes to reverse the HIV rate by 2030.
United Nations and the World Health Organization, UNAIDS, coming to a target and a goal to end AIDS and to end tuberculosis by 2030 and by 2035. So our goal is that in this training, all physicians who are working in TB program and those physicians working in HIV program have a harmonized way of managing persons with living with TB and persons living with HIV. So overall, we are providing new updated guidelines based on new evidence and based on research, what would be the best approach to manage persons living with HIV and persons living with TB.
At the end of 2013, the World Health Organization findings suggested that 35 million people were living with HIV and 9 million with TB. Out of the 9 million people with TB, 1.1 million had the HIV virus.
In our entertainment news now, the Caribbean's largest cultural and artistic event, CariFesta, concludes and is said to have been a success. CMC's Deirdre Gittins has more in this report.
The Caribbean Festival of Arts, CariFesta, was nothing short of exciting as countries from the Caribbean and Latin America met in Haiti over 10 days to showcase the region's art and culture. The festival was held under the theme, Our Roots, Our Culture, Our Common Future, and showcased talents in dance, cuisine, fashion, and visual arts. There were other disciplines such as literature, music, and theater. Several organizers of the mega-cultural showcase say it was successful, adding that it sent a strong message of regional unity and togetherness. CARICOM Assistant Secretary General Dr. Douglas Slater also shared these sentiments.
We can all agree that the past 10 days have been exciting and a meaningful experience for all who attended this vibrant regional showcase of Caribbean art and culture. CariFesta was once again a clear manifestation of what makes us great as a people and a powerful statement about our regional unity and togetherness.
Slater thanked President Michel Martelly and the Haitian people for their warm hospitality. He said CARICOM was proud of Haiti for bravely accepting the challenge of hosting the mega multicultural event. Martelly said he was also proud of Haiti for successfully hosting the festival and congratulated his team for making it happen. The Haitian president then passed the ceremonial baton to the Barbados Culture Minister, Stephen Lashley, signaling that Barbados will be the venue for the 13th edition of CariFesta in 2017.
We attach great meaning to accepting this baton from the world's first Black Republic in the year 2015, because it was back in the year 1816 that our national hero, General Bossa, would have led the largest slave revolt in Barbadian history, no doubt taking the baton from your own national hero, Toussaint Louverture, who ended slavery right here in Haiti in the year 1794.
Lashley said he gladly accepts the baton on behalf of the government and people of Barbados. Deirdre Gittins, CMC News.
The CariFesta ceremony will be shown on Carib Vision on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. And ahead in Caribbean Newsline Sport, Newsline Sept and Jason Holder named new Test captain for the West Indies. Stay with us.
I'm the first to leave town. I'm the first to go to university. I'm the first to feel this is where I belong. The first to make them this proud. And the first to start a career that will lead to better things for me and my family.
With 23 degrees of study and 60 scholarships exclusively for Caribbean students, St. George's University is your chance to be first.
Community Treasures hit road in the recognition stage and doing it big, big, big. Weeks and weeks of Tobagonian excitement. From mid-July, come one, come all. Join in the heritage train. Start with the infamous opening night gala. Then crown the queen to reign supreme. I tell you, it's weeks of jam-packed fun and experience. Something for every day. Take out the family. Come enjoy the Tobago Heritage Festival. Say, join the love way. The Tobagonian way.
Dennis Ramden has been axed as Test captain and replaced by one-day skipper Jason Holder. This was announced today as the West Indies Cricket Board met in a closed-door meeting in Barbados. Ramden has been in the top job since May last year and led the West Indies in 13 tests, winning 4, losing 7 and drawing 2. In a statement, Chairman of the Board of Selectors Clive Lloyd says Holder's appointment was made with an eye for the future. He said, quote, "He is a young man that all of the selectors, people in the Caribbean and worldwide, believe has several of the qualities that can take our team forward. We felt the time was right for a change, and we feel he will do as well as he did when he was elevated to the position of one-day international captain ahead of the World Cup." Lloyd added, "We had a number of detractors when he was appointed ODI captain, but he showed during the ODI series in South Africa and the World Cup that he had the qualities that were needed to take our team forward. We expect to get new thinking and new dynamism from him. Jason commands respect." End of quote. The chairman of selectors said though he felt Holder had the ability to lead West Indies in all 3 formats, the selectors had no immediate intentions of making him 2020 captain at this time. He thanked Ramden for leading the Test side and said the wicketkeeper batsman still had an important part to play in the team's success. Meanwhile, the WICB has announced the Test squad for next month's tour of Sri Lanka. Newly appointed captain Jason Holder will lead his new squad, which includes his Barbadian counterpart Craig Brathwaite as vice captain. The rest of the team includes Devendra Bishu, Jermaine Blackwood, Carlos Brathwaite, Darren Bravo, Rajendra Chandrika, Shane Dowrich, Shannon Gabriel, Shai Hope, Dennis Ramden, Kimar Roach, Marlon Samuels, Jerome Taylor and Jamel Warrican. West Indies will play Sri Lanka in 2 test matches from October 14 to the 26th, followed by 3 ODIs and 2 T20 internationals beginning at the end of October. The players will participate in an 8-day camp in Barbados from September 20. The team is scheduled to arrive in the Sri Lanka capital of Colombo on October 1. And newly appointed women's captain Stephanie Taylor will lead an 18-member squad for the international home series against Pakistan next month. Taylor replaces Marissa Aguilera, whose tenure of captain started at the 2009 ICC Women's World Cup in Australia. Karishma Ramarak, the 20-year-old off-spinner, is the only newcomer to the squad, with Kishana Knight, Chaden Nation and Vanessa Watts earning recalls. Medium-fast bowler Shakira Salman, who takes over as vice-captain, and leg spinner Shaquana Quinton return following injury and playing leading roles for newly minted regional champions Barbados women. The women will begin their tour match on October 13. They play Pakistan in 3 one-day internationals between October 16 to the 24th in St. Lucia, and then 3 T20 internationals between October 29 and November 1 at the National Cricket Stadium in Grenada. The squad will be encamped in St. Lucia from late September for 2 weeks before the series begins. Former world 400-meter champion Kirani James was forced into 2nd place as arch-rival American Lawson Merritt won their latest showdown. James, who was relegated to bronze in Beijing recently, clocked 44.28 seconds as Merritt, the silver medalist at the World Championships, won in 44.18 seconds. Newly crowned world champion Wade van Niekerk could only muster 3rd spot in 44.35 seconds. Despite finishing 2nd, said James, "I am very tired now, but I'm nothing but thankful to these guys." Presidential hopeful for world football, David Nakid of Trinidad and Tobago, is promising that the Caribbean will host a major football tournament if he's elected. TV6's Sergio Dufour tells us more in this report.
Naked says that the Caribbean has been denied the opportunity to host the CONCACAF Gold Cup for too long, and he intends to approach the U.S. on the situation.
We asked them do you think this has been a fair distribution of the revenues that comes to CONCACAF? And I think, and we are pretty sure that they would agree with us that it's time for a Gold Cup to reach to the Caribbean.
Naked has spent the past 2 weeks gathering support in the region and believes he'll get the backing when the time is right.
We're pretty sure about receiving the nominations, and what we would like to do is basically have all. I would like all of the Caribbean, all 25 votes that count come February 26th to be with us.
The 51-year-old says he's going all in for the top FIFA post and has no intentions of taking up a CONCACAF or CFU post if his plan fails.
No, not at all. We are focused primarily and solely on running for the FIFA presidency. We think that's what the global footballing world needs right now.
Apart from the Caribbean, Naked is also hoping to gain the majority of his support from the European zone.
And while Naked continues to drum up regional support in the FIFA elections, the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association and several other football associations have yet to throw their support behind the former national football midfielder. CNC3's Astel Wren reports.
And not one time we've had a call for the rotation of the Gold Cup. No, it was just give it to North America.
Naked was very at ease addressing members of the media and stated his intention to become the next president of FIFA. But it is not that easy. First, the former national midfielder has to dispel all doubts that he's the man for the job.
We don't think you have a realistic chance. But how do you know that? How do you know that? Put me in the race, put us in the race, the Caribbean, and let them hear our voice.
The second stage of the campaign is to get the support and confidence of the region and of the local football association headed by Raymond Timke. Further afield, Naked has to get the votes of 5 of the 6 confederations to put himself in line for the presidential race by October 26th. The 51-year-old Naked plans to take the bull by the horns and tackle all of the big ones.
We're looking for the kind of momentum that we need going on to the next phase of campaigning, which is the wider region, which is onto Europe, onto Africa.
FIFA have set February 2016 as the date when the incumbent Sepp Blatter steps down and makes room for the new leader of world football.
And that's the sport. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
This is Caribbean Newsline, brought to you in association with Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
CMC presents Caribbean in 10. All the latest news for your weekday lunchtime, Monday to Friday, 12:30 p.m. on Carib Vision.
Community treasures hit road in the recognition stage and doing it big, big, big. Weeks and weeks of Tobagonian excitement. From mid-July, come one, come all. Join in the heritage train. Start with the infamous opening night gala. Then crown the queen to reign supreme. I tell you, it's weeks of jam-packed fun and experience. Something for every day. Take out the family. Come enjoy the Tobago Heritage Festival. Say, join the love way, the Tobagonian way.
For the latest in Caribbean culture, news, sports, and entertainment, tune in to Carib Vision. We keep you up to date on developments in your region. Carib Vision, we broadcast across the Caribbean, in the New York tri-state area, Canada, and Europe. Carib Vision, the eyes and ears of the Caribbean.
The major stories as we leave you, it's the final weekend of campaigning for the September 7 general elections in Trinidad and Tobago. The two major political parties will hold final rallies on Saturday. And in sports, Dennis Ramden sacked as captain of the West Indies cricket team. That's Caribbean Newsline for today. For more news on sports round the clock, log on to connenews.com. We'll be here again on Monday. Hope to see you then. But from all of us here at CMC News, thank you for viewing. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.